All right, the LA Chargers have a new challenge as we get to week 18 and then into the playoffs. If you're new to the channel, we are Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel all about the LA Chargers because we're Jim Harbaugh fans. We're here in Michigan. Watched him go out to the NFL. Just excited to kind of see what he would be able to do because it's like, this dude's a great coach. Sure enough, first year into the playoffs. So if you're a Chargers fan, you've got to subscribe to this channel. If you've watched a few videos, and you know what? If you haven't seen any videos yet, just hold on. Maybe subscribe at the end. Okay. Here's the newest challenge that's just like, okay. What are we doing? And that's that Ladd McConkey has a toe issue. So it's just like, okay, because here's the thing. In general, the Chargers have not faced a lot of injuries. Just your general injuries that you're going to have in the course of a season. Nothing too crazy. But the one that you're just kind of constantly watching is your quarterback, number one. He's had a couple weeks where it's like, is he good? Is he not? He seems to be fine, 100% good to go. But Ladd McConkey is the other one. You just don't have the perimeter players that you will have eventually with this regime and what you're going to do. But Ladd McConkey, he's a rookie, so there's a lot of talk about this rookie wall where in college, you would be done. Like, this is it, good season. But, man, they're still pressing forward. So he's got to overcome the rookie wall. And then, two, he's just had a lot of different injuries. And this is a theme for him. But when he's out there, you see it. He's incredible, breaking records. He's a key piece to this team already. So good news and bad news. We take a look at it is that he did not practice at all. That's the bad news. Gus Edwards, we knew. Ford, we kind of knew. Khalil Mack, rest, which is good. Joshua Palmer. These are all guys that did not practice right here. But the good news is Gilman, we talked about him, 21-day practice window is opened, and he was a limited participant. So already getting in there. I don't expect him to play this week, but then he should be back next week. And this is great because we've talked about this at length. That, and by the way, let me know in the comments your second favorite NFL team, if you have one. It's just I'm just thinking about it because we're Lions fans, but it's like, man, starting to get into the Chargers here, watching them, paying attention to them. Let me know if there's a team that you're like, you know what, I kind of always liked blank team for whatever reason. Let me know the reason. For me, it's Harbaugh going to Chargers. Easy. Okay, Gilman's coming back. This is huge because we've talked about how Derwin James is just an incredible player, but he needs to be up near the line of scrimmage. Can't have him back in a too deep safety, not impacting the game. He needs to be up there, covering tight ends, slot receivers, running backs out of the backfield, another linebacker. That's huge. And then a couple other limited guys. Perriman is starting to show back up. He probably won't play this week, but he could be ready to go. So you could get Gilman, Perriman, and then, man, hopefully Ladd McConkey's healthy. And then Pipkins did not practice because of or limited because of a hip. So can you overcome not having Ladd McConkey in the playoffs? That's the question. This week doesn't matter so much. We'll look at the seedings one more time here before the end of this video. But without Ladd McConkey, it's just like, man, because I really thought DJ Chark was going to be somebody that we were going to be able to really count on. He's not here. They've decided to go other ways with him. So let's keep an eye on that. Ladd McConkey is just another like, dude, come on. Can you stay healthy? It's an interesting one because it's just he's got a history of it. So come on, finish the season strong, but is it something that's going to go on for years? Like, injuries are a weird thing. Hopefully not. Now, another thing that's really, again, drives home the point that Derwin James is a great nickel linebacker secondary player is that the Chargers signed Terrell Edmunds. This is a former first rounder. He goes to the practice squad. They're going to release another safety. Again, you've got Gilman possibly coming back. You've got Edmunds, that safety position. They just don't want Derwin James back there, so they're trying to find other guys to do it. Love this. So it says, the Chargers lost impact safety Elijah Molden to a fibula injury that put him on the IR. Gilman set to return. Derwin James playing the nickel and turning to veteran Tony Jefferson to get the bulk of the snaps alongside Gilman. Jefferson has been serviceable, but it's not hard to see why the Chargers want to upgrade and add a little bit more depth. So, love it. Again, so we've been talking about on this channel a lot, Derwin James. Now, as we do look to the playoff picture, here's some things to note. You can see on the left-hand side is the AFC. We know about the Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Texans, pretty much all locked in there. Or they are locked in. Those top four. Steelers, Chargers, and then we'll see what happens. But, yeah, we talked about it. And let me know. I mean, I'm starting to get to the point where it's like, who cares, right? Play the Ravens. Honestly, it's the playoffs. You're not going to really like avoid hard teams. It's the playoffs. You made the playoffs. Let's go see what happens. And if any, almost like the Ravens have so much pressure on them this year they've just had poor playoff performances in the last few years. So sweet. So the way I look at it, Chargers in a great spot. Either it's Texans or the Ravens. I mean, perfect. I don't think you can go wrong there. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. If there's anybody you want to avoid. I mean, clearly you want to play the Texans, but it's like, come on, bring it on, Ravens. Let's do this. Another thing that came out of this, I want to show you the PFF grades that came from the last game, and just a couple interesting notes. You see Lad McConkey there with a lower grade, but absolutely outstanding statistically. And Bradley Bozeman, though, had his best game of the season, headlined by an 86.1 pass block grade. Both marks are as highest as a Charger. He was the only starting lineman to not allow a single pressure. Now, as we get into the playoffs, Jim Harbaugh, what does he want to do? He wants to just make the game as simple as possible. What that means is he doesn't want a wild, crazy game. How do you do that? You don't give up big plays. You don't turn the ball over. So defensively, you don't give up big plays, and you limit their touchdowns, holding to field goals in the red zone. And then offensively, we cannot turn the ball over. If you get a couple first downs and punt, play defense, and Jim Harbaugh, I think, will eventually evolve a little bit more into more the Dan Campbell. I think that is just the future of football. But you have to be good to do that. And I think that's what gets missed in what the Lions do when they go for it on fourth down and they get crazy and they do trick plays and they're constantly putting the pressure on you. They're really good. They got a lot of really, really good players so that you can do that stuff versus, hey, it's just what we have right now. We have to kick the ball, play defense, and get this thing to be 10-7 at halftime, 13-10 at halftime. All right, going to the fourth quarter, it's 17-20, right? That's where Jim Harbaugh wants to live, put the pressure on you, and win. And that's why that Ravens matchup does not scare me at all. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see all of you on the next one.